So many people out there are looking for that really good real estate deal, and they've waited weeks or months and they just can't seem to find it. My name is Kris Krohn, and I find them every single day. But the weird thing is, I don't really put any time into actually making that happen. So I'm gonna break it down for you how I've bought my last 4,000 homes and how I've built a team that brings the very best deals to me. And I'm even gonna show you some of them, some of the best markets I buy in. Enjoy.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
Hey, what's up? I'm chilling in my house today, and I'm reviewing some of the hottest deals of the week that my team found for me. I've got a team of 200 experts, and they basically research and find in the hottest markets in America the houses that I buy. And I buy pretty close to a house a day right now. And a lot of people have been curious, like, well, Kris, how do you do that? Like, do you go look at the house yourself? Do you like get in your car and drive around? Like, do you inspect? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you do that? Because I'm in a position where I'm the owner, I make the money, but I'm not using my time, I'm using leverage. It actually reminds me of, before I share some of these deals with you, it totally reminds me of some of the first mentors that I had found. One of them lived in this tiny little pathetic home, but he was like multi-millionaire. And his home hadn't been updated in decades. And I was like confused. I'm like, this kind of old dude has like all of this money and yet lives this total frugal lifestyle. In fact, how did I find him? He was my neighbor across the street from the first house I bought. And some of you have seen the video and know what that first cute little dumpy house looks like, right? And, you know, one of my other mentors had made $10 million, lived in this mansion of a house. And what I saw between these two gentlemen is that both of them made lots of money, but they didn't use lots of time. And I think that's probably what enamored me the most, wasn't just recognizing, oh my gosh, these people, they have figured out a system for how to do this. And it's just ironic that like 15 years later, I'm sitting here in my house and my team's like, hey Kris, we're gonna pull the trigger on some deals, take a look at them. So today I thought I'd just give you a little bit of like what it's like to buy a house every single day, but spend like maybe an hour or two a month total in that whole process. So I'm gonna show you like the top 10 deals of the week that I'm putting offers on. And then I'm gonna actually share at the end of this video how the system works, how you actually might be able to tap into it and like get the same advantage, because that's what I had to figure out how to do. This first one right here, so this is a house in Memphis. Memphis is, if you're on the right side of the railroad tracks, Memphis is one of the coolest cash flowing markets. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So this particular house is located at 4329 West, Hunters Glen, Memphis, Tennessee. You can actually go to Google Maps and look that up and check out this house right here. I have a chance to get this house particularly for $140,000. And between down payment and closing costs, my total investment on this one is going to be $38,995. So basically $40,000. And if I do that, I've got, by the way, lots of numbers here that I am not going to show you because I don't want you to glaze your eyes over. There's a lot of intelligence and data and AI behind what I'm sharing with you. But this is what I want you to zone in on right here. The cash on cash of this particular property, if I put that $38,000 in, I'm going to be earning 10.9% cash on cash. That means I put that 40 in, and essentially 11% of that is coming back to me every year. But I'm also paying a mortgage on it, and that means that there's a principal reduction. Like when I make my mortgage payment, part's for interest, but part of it is for actually paying down the house. And as I do that, the principal reduction brings me from 10.9 to 15.3. So basically 4% of everything I'm paying is actually going towards principal. I track that because I'm going to get it back when I sell it. But here's the big one. The appreciation in this market for the amount of leverage I'm using puts my total ROI at 29.17%. Now, let me just kind of tell you what that means. It means if I put $1 out today, then I get 29 pennies back this year, 29 pennies back next year, and with compound interest by the third year, I've gotten all of my money back. That's what I consider a really good investment. So I'm super excited about that one. So that's a deal that we put an offer in. I don't know if we're gonna get it. We find these homes and then we same day make offers. So I basically, as long as it meets the criteria, I usually don't even review them. I just give them a thumbs up. But some of you want to know, like, Kris, how does this actually go down? Let me show you another one. This is a home in, this is also in Memphis. So this one is at 5114 Jesse Lee Lane, Memphis, Tennessee. This one has a purchase price of $125,000. By the way, if you take a look at it, right, it's a little bit of an older home. In fact, I have the age on it. 1965, 2,200 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 2 baths. So this particular home completely got gutted, renovated, fixed up. Buy it for $125,000 between down payment. My total out of pocket on this one is $35,000. So a little less. The last one was like $38,000 and it was $140,000 price point. This one being $125,000, it's about $35,000. But here's where I make my decisions. It's all based on ROI. The cash on cash on this home is 8.59%. Takes less money from me and it's closer to the 8.5 mark. I'm probably not going to move on this one. However, when you start adding in the principal reduction, I get to 13%. Appreciation, I get to 26.65%. If I get a number that is over 25%, I will put an offer on it, hands down, every single time. Do you know why? Because my goal is simple. I like to double my money every 5 years. Those are two thoughts. I like to double my money, and I like to double it every 5 years. This allows me to do that. Let me show you one of my other markets. This particular one is in one of my growth markets. Will you just take a look at that house, by the way? This is built in 2014, 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's kind of like a pucey pink color, but that's what you get in Florida. Now, this is in Winter Haven. So someone would rent this and live here that actually works at the Disney parks. Now, what's exciting about this particular home, it is in a higher purchase price range. It's $200,000, but I've got my down payments, my estimated closing costs. I'm going to be closer to $53,000 out of pocket on this one. So Memphis, Tennessee is higher cash flow, but I can bring less to the table. But check this out. This is just stupid. I may only be getting a 5% cash on cash return, and my principal reduction brings it up to just about 10. But with appreciation, this is the hottest market in the entire country. People have the hardest time getting their hands on inventory like this. I'm at 31%. Can you imagine, by the way, making 31% a year on your money? Like your bank is giving you 0.0 nothing percent, and your 401k is doing like a goofy 5% on average over 30 years, and the stock market, S&P, is about 9%. This means that you can grow your money significantly faster, produces time freedom faster. That's why it took me 4.5 years in real estate to get where I got. I'll just show you one more of these. This is a beautiful home of a palm tree. That palm tree needs to be relocated. This home is built in 2004, 1972 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. This one is also $53,000 to get in, but look at this. My cash on cash is almost 7%. It's higher. And with principal reduction, I'm at 11.27. With appreciation, though, I hit that same number again, 31.5%. So for me, my standards are simple. In real estate, if I don't get at least 20%, I won't touch it. But frankly, my minimum real standard is at least 25 because that gets me freaking excited and out of bed. And I find right now about 10 to 15 of these homes every single week. And by the time we're done putting offers on them and actually getting them, we pretty much are able to pick up about a home a day right now. That's kind of what the size of my team is. By the way, how does a person get into like a situation like this where, check it out. This is the part that I want you to get. I have a team that finds these for me. I have a team that then gets them under contract for me. I have a team that fixes them up, rehabs them. Then I have a team that puts tenants in them. And then I have a team that manages them and a team that optimizes them for maximum cash flow. And then I have a team that sells them. All of this literally happens automatically. And so right now I'm sitting here almost every day buying a new house, having ownership in one of the best deals in the country, and my portfolio is growing. How I got there has been a journey, but that's the journey that I love getting people on. If you're watching this video and you're like, man, Kris, you're finding deals like that every single day, I want you to know that I have an excess of deals, like more than I can personally buy. And I share some of my deals. And if you want to learn how I share, click the link below, talk to my team, and they'll actually set you up for a game plan and say, hey, whether you do or don't have money, how could you get your hands on deals like this? You know, I'm probably most well known in this space for helping people without money do real estate, but people with money, 401ks, IRAs, hidden assets, things like that, we're helping them absolutely crush it. So it doesn't really matter to me what you have. What really does matter is what's in here. Like, do you feel a level of commitment and readiness that now is the time for you to take your life to a whole new level? And if you're feeling that, then click that link below. You're gonna get a chance to get a copy of my book, my brand new book and track record that shows you my last 4,000 deals. You can also get a free game plan from my team to see how you can get your hands on things like this. And in the least, make sure that you are a subscriber and that you watch the recommended video next, showing you my game plan for how you can make millions of dollars in real estate whether you do or don't have money. All of those are at your disposal. Catch you on the next video. Get those links. Will help you get cranking on real estate as well.